Hey guys, Disclaimer Magic here. Just want to make a quick video about, an issue that we thought was solved, but it'll never be solved until people take action. So it's half, hey, this is happening. Let's all get pissed about it. And also, if this happened to you, here's what you do about it. And the funny thing is, it's really easy to get revenge on these people. So I'm getting a fairly reasonable amount of reports that, those challenger decks that are worth like $88 to $96 or something like that in EV, but they cost like, what, 30, 35, something like that, MSRP? People pre-ordered them, and the biggest place to pre-order them is definitely eBay. And this is the context that I'm going to use because that's where I sell, although... obviously I don't sell sealed product at all. I only sell singles. And I definitely, even if I did, would not sell pre-orders. Mostly because I don't know how much I'm getting until like a week out. So that's insanely stupid. But let's look at the first time this situation came up. That would be Eternal Masters. So on release day, that thing was like at least $260 a box. I mean, I know it hit like $285 at some point. I just don't remember the timing, but... it was above its MSRP on eBay, okay? Imagine that. Like, it was so short and there was so much money in that set and nobody got what they ordered. I don't even remember what I ordered from EMA, but I got like a third of it. By the way, the theory is they held back part of the first wave, I guess you would say, and there was no second wave to the distributors at all. And then like 3-4 months later for Christmas, oh, look, they're back. And either they did run some more off because that's about how long it would take is 2.5 months to run them off, warehouse them, and make a second wave, like manually. But the theory is they held them the whole time. I think that's another Rudy theory that's has no evidence and is grounded in nothing. And it was never proven in any way, shape, or form. And as far as I knew, it was a theory and he had no evidence. So welcome to Rudy's channel. He does that all the time just to get attention, to get views for some sensational, trumped up nothing that he knows isn't true. Anyway, because it was so expensive, people were, pre-selling it for like, I don't know, 200, 205, 210, something like that. I know, can you imagine that? That's before Sports and More ruined everything. They sold over 1,000 boxes for $159 of Masters 25. Nobody can compete with that, and there's no coming back from that. There's no such thing as a valuable single when people are getting it for $159. That's why sites like Card Kingdom set their pre-order prices on singles so low, effectively in EV of about $240, $245, $280, depending upon how you want to measure it. They're just like, well, if they're going up for that price, screw it. We can't put the singles, at what they should be. So yeah, back then, a Master Set pre-order, I mean, even $220 wasn't like unheard of. It wasn't even that unusual. It was like, oh, a little bit below MSRP. Cool. I mean, remember, fees and shipping on eBay, it's about 11%, all things considered, with PayPal. Shipping ain't cheap either. It's usually for a case, oh boy, $12 to $18 with the cheapest FedEx method. That's $30 in fees right there. And remember, people back then were paying like, between $125 and $145 for a box. So there's not a whole lot of profit left in that, but it was better than it was today. So just think about that. Okay, as a seller, you're making, I mean, what would it be? Like, it depends how you do it and what, postage method and this and that and the other thing. But, basically, $20 to $40 profit per box or whatever. So you're looking, and like the night before official release, you got all these pre-orders that you sold for like $210, $215, whatever, and you could get on day one like $260, okay? That's like your entire margin twice. So if you bought $100,000 worth of cards and you're selling them for a profit of $20,000, it's like you could basically make like, what, 30, 40,000? That is not an insignificant difference. I mean, it's like a lot. I ran the numbers. It's a lot. So this is after people are getting screwed by Standard just being worthless ever since RTR. I mean, I made money on Origins barely, and not everything was an Amonkhet or an Ixalan that lost like 40% of your purchase value. But it was bad. People were going nowhere and just liquidating boxes. So EMA comes out and they're like, oh my God, finally something I can make some damn money on. So what did they do? They basically canceled the orders. And you're probably thinking, does eBay even allow that? The answer is no, but here's what they did. And this is what'll piss you off because, well, spoiler alert, this is what they're doing again for the Challenger decks. I'll blow through this really quick because this might not be interesting to everybody, but there's something on eBay called a defect rate, and there's also something called top-rated seller status. So top-rated seller status will get you, at the end of the month, a 20% refund on your fees. The fees for selling stuff in the Magic the Gathering, collectibles, whatever hobby category is 9%. So it brings it down to something like 7.8 or 7.4% effective, which is like a lot. It's basically $1,800 in fee difference on every $100,000 that you sell. So that ain't no joke. You do not want to lose top seller status. And honestly, if you have too much of a defect rate, they'll investigate you. They'll tell you how to improve. They'll put restrictions on your account. They'll hold your money for extra time. I mean, it's a nightmare if eBay decides that they don't like you, basically. And it's happened to friends of mine. So guess what defect rate you have to maintain? I believe it's over either 30 days or 90. I want to say 30. But either way, guess what the acceptable default rate is to become a top-rated seller status? 1 in 200. Now, because it was so impossible to do this, this is 0.5% of orders can have a problem, and that's it. No more than that. It was impossible. I lost my top seller status because people are just idiots. Like, I literally sold something as used, and the person got it and said, "This isn't brand new." I'm like, "Yes, it isn't brand new. I said that in the listing." Boom, item not as described. There we go. And yeah, it's 1 in 200. I usually sell less than, 3 or 4 or 500 items in a month, depending upon the month. So I lost my seller status because of that one dumbass. So eBay's let up on this a little bit. They've redefined what they mean by a defect. I think if the person returns it and you process the return extremely quickly and refund it, and it's just like, oh, it broke, okay, that happens, then they won't count it. But what they do count is something that's just basically like you mark it as, I have to cancel this order because it's no longer in stock. It got damaged. I counted wrong. Just whatever. Just anything about it was my fault. If you mark it as that, defect. So imagine you have to do that to 5 people. Okay, well, you need 996 offsetting orders that went perfectly to maintain top seller status. If you screw up 5, these people would just completely not even be able to compete if they lost top seller status. So what they did was they marked every single one of these refunds, because they refunded all the pre-orders. They marked them as, oh, the customer requested it. Like they emailed me, they replied to my PayPal email, and you just didn't see it. They didn't message me on eBay, but just trust me, the customer wanted this order canceled. That's the reason I'm specifying. That, or like, the other one, there was a problem with the customer's address or something, or the whatever. You can like mark it as other and say fraud suspected. I think they stole the PayPal account. Oh, the PayPal information didn't match the shipping. Just all this other crap where it's like, it's not my fault. So they were just sitting there just making stuff up for every single one of these. And people were getting an email from eBay saying, oh, you requested to cancel this. Okay, cool. But right ahead of time, like a minute ahead of time, the seller would send a message, which would also be emailed, and say, oh, sorry, it's no longer in stock. We had our warehouse burned down, or Wizards didn't send us enough, or whatever their excuse was. It was a lie in any case. But whatever they said, you would get that first. And then you might get confused and say, well, I guess like I accepted that they don't have it, and so like I guess I kind of requested the thing, or whatever. I mean, people just don't know. They didn't read the email. They just see the subject line, yeah, order canceled, and they're like, okay, they don't even read it. Now here's how we know that these people are lying. They'd say, oh, Wizards canceled our entire shipment, or we ordered 100 boxes and we got 10. Wizards ripped us off. Sorry, we never got them. We sold pre-orders because that's how much we normally get. Our distributor told us we get this many, and we didn't. And then people checked on this. Okay, so they're sending screenshots left and right all over social media. There was over a dozen sellers that pulled this crap on eBay, by the way. And you go click on their seller name and look at their store. Oh, 50 boxes available. Well, you got a second shipment. Oh, that's right. There was no second shipment with Eternal Masters. No, really, you just lied and just sold them for a higher price. You refunded the 215s and sold them for 280. I mean, I'd say I don't blame them, because there's no money to be made in Wizards products at all, or I should say Magic products. But it's so dishonest, I can't let that go. That's just ridiculous. And then to suppress their the defect rate, it's utterly ridiculous. They even get refunded on fees and stuff. It's completely ridiculous. So people started reporting these people, and we just said, screw this case-by-case crap. We're going to go straight to eBay's like actual management team and PR people and have them forward it to like the people who handle this kind of stuff, like the fraud department, and they just investigated the crap out of it. I mean, probably 30, 40, 50 sellers were removed from eBay all in one big sweep. From the rumor I heard, that's about what the result was. I mean, they didn't want to share it for privacy reasons, but a whole lot of sellers I'm very familiar with never listed another item on eBay after that. So I think they just look for, the keyword Eternal Masters and just anybody who had a large number of canceled orders. And it's really easy to tell it's suspicious. You sold 30. Oh, and all 30 customers requested a cancellation. Well, what a coincidence. It was so easy to spot these if you knew what you were looking for, so we just told them what to look for. Whether or not we can do that again and get the information in the hands of, people who should handle this kind of thing is, when you're going through social media and you got some marketing PR company forwarding it to eBay and maybe they'll look into it. It's like, whatever. But what can you do if this happened to you, specifically with the Challenger decks? Because that's the new one where they're worth so much that people are just killing the pre-orders. The funny thing is, people knew what was in these decks, didn't they? I mean, the cards were leaked at the same time, I'm pretty sure. So people were like, oh yeah, $90 worth of cards. Cool. Probably shouldn't pre-sell them at $25 then, should you? So I heard this is huge in Germany. Like, basically, the way I understood it, nobody in Germany is getting their pre-orders. There's only a tiny handful of sellers that sell online, and they're just across the board getting everything canceled, and then the items are still for sale either on their website or on eBay. So what can you do about it? Well, sometimes you can report the item directly from the actual purchase history under canceled orders, but usually you have to just go to ebay.com straight up, click on, it's like help and support or something, help and contact, and then just have the item number or the purchase number, whatever it is, same thing, and the seller's name. That's it. And just be like, hey, this person says that I requested to cancel the order. They did not. They're doing this to multiple people, and they're just doing it because they can sell it for more. They're basically not honoring a pre-order and then blaming me for cancellation. That's not allowed. I guarantee you there is a 100% chance that person is going to get permanently booted off of eBay. Guarantee it. I've seen it before. I've had it happen to people. I've made it happen to people because they sold me counterfeits. Perhaps I should specify I'm not talking about magic cards. No, they sold me other types of counterfeits, and I was like, this person's selling counterfeits, and they were just like, oh, you have 1.4 million feedback, and you've been a member since 2006? Bye-bye, and they got their account deleted. Well, I mean, they received probably a dozen complaints, and they're like, okay, you're selling counterfeit goods on eBay, and you're just some Chinese freaking seller, some Chinese company pretending to operate in America, and they just run a relay, and, welcome to eBay. They should change their tagline to, you're basically on AliExpress. And then the subtitle, and none of the sellers speak English. But yeah, I'm serious. One report from one person, even vaguely mentioning that they might be doing this on a larger scale than just you, oh my God, they will get investigated, and it is clear as day to spot what they're doing. I mean, you just say, hey, look, they're still for sale. I mean, check if they did this to anybody else. Boom, done. Straight up fraud. Their account's gone. Doesn't matter if their account's been around since the day eBay was registered. That's right. I'm telling you that if this happened to you, you can personally get their entire account shut down. If you're like, that's too harsh. No, it isn't. Trust me, way too many douchebags on eBay, and if a couple of them get what's coming to them, oh no, I'm going to be crying all the way to the bank. Less competition for me, although not really, because like I said, I don't sell sealed products. So if you got any stories, you got screenshots, you got proof, send them to me on social media. By the way, Twitter, link to my new Twitter account in the description. Otherwise, just go report them. It literally takes about 2 minutes. And that's it. And then you personally just stopped it. You stopped the whole issue. This isn't, oh, we need to get this, KKK members YouTube shut down. Let's go get 100 people to mass flag it. No, it's just you. Just you personally can stop what they're doing. That doesn't happen much on the internet, but eBay always sides with the buyer. They just always do. Simple as that. So please do that. If you hear anything about this happening to people, strongly suggest that they report it because it will actually do something. And hopefully we can just stop the problem. And if you have any fun stories related to this, like, hey, they got caught and booted, I'd love to hear about them in the comment section. And hey, you're at the end of the video, so, if you wanted something else cool to watch, check out the link in the description to The Idiot Reviewer. You've got to at least appreciate, the self-deprecating comedy of the name. But he's a pretty cool dude. He does all kinds of, high-end collectibles, modern release stuff, Pokemon, MLP, just everything. If it's cool, geeky, collectible stuff, he unboxes it and reviews it. And the cool thing is it's not just, oh, here's the 50th YouTuber opening a loot box. Wow. Oh, another gaming crate. Oh, another legendary edition of Halo or whatever. No, this is real stuff. This is hardcore, occasionally hard to find stuff. So, once in a while he gets something where I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know that was a thing. And then if it sucks, he'll tell you all about it, and if it's great, he'll tell you all about it. So straight shooter, that's why I like him. So check out his channel, link in the description. And because I'm sick of looking at it, go to one of his recent videos and just type in what your favorite breakfast food is. Because seriously, I'm getting sick of seeing that. I never should have said that in that video. Just go completely deface his comment section with it. I am so sick of reading through those for moderation reasons. Sorry in advance, idiot reviewer. I'll see you guys next video.